So I have something that's really cool to show you guys, and it's in this box right here. Now in this box here, this is a birthday present from Casey's cousin Alex, who lives up in Olda, so like northern Germany. But he hit me up and I sent him some photos of her car, and we had this really awesome, I'll show you, but it's cool. And she has no idea. Take that out of the mounting bracket, yeah. Let me show you the goods in here if I can get it out safely. Wait for it. No, stop that. Bam! Look how awesome that is. The R32 in the carousel on the Nürburgring on this really cool like acrylic. I know it's awesome, but very, very awesome. So again, shout out to Alex for this. Casey has no idea, so when she's home today, we'll surprise her with this because this thing is so cool. I want one for Miley as well, but that's sick. Had to pull the protective cover off, but look at it. It's like crystal clear. This thing is so cool. It says like a plastic acrylic. That is incredible. I want one of Miley's so bad now. So I'm gonna put it like right here in front of the door so she walks in. She can be surprised and see it. What an awesome gift that is. That thing is sick. I'm not sure where we'll mount it because it has this cool little mounting bracket here. But for now, I'll let her just see it right here, then we'll decide what we want to put in the house. I love it. What a cool shot. All right, so the plan for today, this weekend is a 4th of July weekend, so we're taking the Wagon down to Switzerland for a few days with some friends. So I want to get the skid plate. Well, hopefully it fits, but I want to get the skid plate here, put on the Wagon, because I mean, driving around here, I know these roads, but going on like a 5.5-hour road trip to Switzerland, I don't know the roads. So just in case, I'd like to have added protection and, you know, not bust up the oil pan or something like that. Also, I need to go ahead and get the harnesses from the Mark IV and the Mark III packed up and sent to Eurocraft. That way, we can have one complete harness to wire up the VR5 and get it all ready to run. I got both harnesses laid out, the Mark III harness and the Mark IV harness here. And you guys know me, I'm a Mark III fan. But in this instance, the Mark IV engine harness is so much nicer because they actually split all the accessories from like the Mark III where everything's just one. This one's split. You have the engine harness side versus like the accessory side, and this is so much easier to pull out. There's literally 5 connectors to like the top side of the fuse box, and the whole thing is off. Whereas this one, everything runs into the car and it's all tied into one, and there's just like connectors and wires and things everywhere. So very, very cool. They actually went ahead and split the engine harness for the Mark IVs. I do like that quite a lot. So once all this goes to Eurocraft and comes back, we'll have obviously still this side to plug into my factory Mark III fuse box, but I'll have all these accessories to run the Mark IV engine, which is very, very cool. So if you're not already following Eurocraft, make sure you guys check him out. He actually just got Kyle W's car in his shop right now. He's gonna be doing the wiring on that car. The guy does awesome work. So if you're not already following Eurocraft, make sure you guys check him out. Mark III harness all loaded up. I have a little divider here to go in the center so I can keep the two, hopefully for not being too mixed up. And now we'll go ahead and get the Mark IV harness in the box. Bam! Everything is nice and loaded up. Mark III harness, Mark IV harness. Next stop, Eurocraft. All right, this is done. I'm ready to go. Now I can move on to the Wagon. Let's take a quick peek under the car here. All right, so you can see we've hit the exhaust right here quite a few times. I mean, it's pulled this little cover piece off and it's dented pretty right there, but there's no hole, thankfully. But I've hit this a number of times. No damage to the pan, which is very, very good. But now we'll have the, hopefully if it mounts up properly, the skid plate will be right about here, and we'll hit just the metal skid plate, and we won't hit this anymore, do any more damage to this, or God forbid ever crack our oil pan, because that would be no fun. So I'm trying to see, it looks like I'd have to bolt it maybe to like the bottom of there, here, and then maybe screw into the rad support. Not quite sure. There's nothing really up here to like bolt, like metal wise. I don't know, we'll see. I think it'll work. So the plan here is to use the jack and lift this up and try and get it in place and use some of these holes to make it work. Like I said, I'm not even sure what the skid plate's for, but hopefully it works for this car. I don't see a brand anywhere. What's this? Oh, wow. This is from Diesel Geek. Oh, here. B5 to B6 to B7. So this is for a Passat, and it's from Diesel Geek. That's crazy, because like my car has the Diesel Geek shifter. So, wow, that's hilarious. So, there you go. B5, B6, and B7. Obviously, this is a Bora and not a Passat, but I think it should be close enough that this should still work. That's really cool, though. How funny. Let's see if you're gonna fit or not. So looking at this here, it looks like I can get the front section, this little lip, either right below the rad support or on top of it possibly, and put some holes there to hold the front section. Now for the sides here, I'm not quite sure. Maybe this one over here on the corner to the bottom of the bumper, right up in there. These ones back here would fit to the bottom side of the lower control arm, but there's no holes there, and I do not have the proper tools to drill through this. There's a bolt right there that might go to that one in the center. That might work too. All right, this might work, we'll see. So this is pretty much how it would bolt up, but unfortunately I don't think it's gonna work. I could put a few bolts in the front here going to the bottom of the rad support, but this is pretty soft fiberglass. If I hit this thing hard enough, it might tear this out and then more damage, and that's just no fun. Also, I went to Diesel Geek's website here. They actually sell these little mounting brackets. You can see, kind of hard to see in the picture there. He has a mounting brackets that come with his skid plates, so it bolts to pretty much like the frame rail and comes down, and then you can bolt into your actual skid plate. So it's a nice solid mounting point versus trying to go to some fiberglass like that. This is actually his one for the Mark IV. You can see the shape is a bit different. You can see the points, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's six points in this one, but this one comes with a nice mounting little adapter piece, which I do not have. So I have the wrong skid plate and no mounting hardware. So I don't think this is gonna work. It would be cool to have, but to go ahead and put screws or bolts through here to this fiberglass doesn't seem smart. So I guess we'll just leave it for now. So sadly, no skid plate for the Mark IV just yet. But whoever had this before me, this thing put in work. I mean, there's gouges and scratches galore in this thing. They definitely got their use out of this thing for sure. And then quick update on the VR5 over here. I did learn that this car, since it was an O2M trans with the 4Motion, all that kind of stuff, this car had a dual mass flywheel, if I'm saying that correctly, but I cannot use this clutch setup with the O2J trans. So we will be putting a new clutch in this car, so that won't go away. But as much as the rest of the engine goes, I might just leave, I mean, the internals alone. I mean, the car ran great before, no chain noise, no smoking, no leaking. It's been doing really, really good. So I think for the most part, I'm gonna leave majority of it as is. When there's no leaking by the crap pipe down here, there's no cracks in it. I mean, all the water pump has been good to go. All the valve cover stuff is good to go. I might just leave majority of it as is. I'm gonna order some paint match paint to do this and this piece match to the engine bay, respray this, and then this little stuff here and there. I need to get either a VR6 radiator, or I might be able to use the radiator from the Mark IV and use that one on this car to have it work with the outlets on the right side over here. But for the most part, we're gonna leave it as is. So as soon as I get my engine stand, I'm gonna go ahead and get the thing out of here, pull a little bit of it apart, do some painting, that kind of stuff, new clutch, and we're pretty much ready to go. I just can't wait to have this thing done. I found this guy with a really nice Mark IV VR5, and his setup's super nice. So he did the paint match intake manifold with the paint match like center section right here, and then everything else in the engine bay is all like gloss black or like flat black. It looks really good. So pretty much how this is set up is how this will kind of come out. So many things to do and not nearly enough money, but exciting news, I might be doing some more shirts aside from the ones from Fabulous we're doing still with them, but some more shirts of my own. Might be bringing back the Zobber shirt for a second run, maybe, and then I have 2 more shirt designs I'm just waiting to hear back on. So fingers crossed, hopefully in the next like week or so, we should have some more shirt designs out for you guys. So I'm trying to decide. So on Miley, we have the VR6 Girl badge. I love this badge a lot. But on the Savoy, we have the really cool Rabbit Chrome badge that I do like a lot, but I'm tempted to swap over to this V5 Girl badge I have. So this is a VR5 badge. This came off Passat. I'm not sure why they badged the Passats as VR5s, where the Golf and the Bora just got V5. I'm not sure what the difference was, but I have both. Either way, so this is a rear badge off of Golf and the front badge off of Golf. I'm tempted to swap out the Rabbit for the V5, or maybe we can make like a custom one and have like the V5 Rabbit like that. Kind of cool. The chromes don't match, but maybe a custom one-off Rabbit V5 badge would be pretty cool to do. Uh-oh, where is it? I hear it. There it is. Look at old R32 rolling in. She has no idea. This is sitting right here. Can't wait till she sees it.
Oh my god. Wait.
It's from Alex.
Did you order the, oh.
So I sent him the photos, but it was from Alex.
I was like, those are not the trash bags I ordered.
Isn't it so awesome though?
That's so cool. Aww.
Yeah, so I didn't know. So I went to the post office today to pick up our trash bags we ordered, and the lady pulls out this massive box, and I'm like, what in the world is that? So when I opened it, I literally had no idea what it was. Yeah. And then I realized, okay, this is what it is, but it's so cool.
And he literally told me, he's like, yeah, it's gonna come tomorrow, and I totally forgot. No, it's
Isn't it awesome though? Yeah, it's like really acrylic cool. And it's like so clear. So we can hang this in our bedroom? There's a frame right here.
We just hang it in our room.
This thing. Yeah, where are we gonna put it? Bam, frame. So now I need one as well.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's really cool. I love it. Go ahead, hold it up. Bam! So fancy.
I'm just gonna crop out this floozy right here in the middle of it.
That's so cool though. I really like that a lot. I'm not really sure what else to do for today. Honestly though, I need to get on this car, the V5 here. I need, well, it's not a V5 anymore, but it was. I need to pull the trans, the drivetrain, the exhaust, and just get everything else out of this car because these brakes will go on the Wagon. That trans and drivetrain for Miley later on. Part of that exhaust will need for the Savoy, so I need to get back on this car. But the problem is if I pull all the drivetrain off of this car, then it's just nothing. I can't roll it. It's just going to be here. What I think I'm going to do is have Jeremy come back with the flatbed, load this car, put the wheels back on it, load this car back up, have it sent to the junkyard, put it in a corner somewhere, and pull all the pieces off there. That way the car can just go flat on the ground and not matter anymore, and I can have all the pieces that I need and not have a shell just sitting in my way. Because once this is gone, I have a lot more space to kind of work and maneuver. So I think that'll be the plan. Wheels back on and back to the junkyard, and then I'll go through and I'll pull everything else out of the car. Maybe I'll try and convince Matt to let me use the lift at the junkyard. That way we can just lift the entire car up. I can pull the things that I need off of the car, and then once it's done, use the forklift, lift it up, and just take it away, and then I'll have all the pieces that I need. That would be the most ideal situation. Just so many things to do, not enough time, definitely not enough money, but eventually we'll get there. Eventually the V5 swap and all this will be done. Eventually the Wagon will be a VR6 as well. It'll all get done, just stick in there. Do not forget, be thankful for us. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. And then one final thing, a lot of you guys ask me the parts that I have, where do I sell them at? Normally I sell the parts via Instagram, but the DMs get super hectic sometimes. It's hard to go through all of them. So I'm using my website again. It's down below in the description if you want to check the link out. There's like 4 or 5 parts on right now. As parts sell, I'll rotate new ones through there. So that is where all the parts that I have are being sold. So you want to check it out, link in the description. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.